What is up, y'all? What is up, my outside the box people? Today, I have with me my good friend Manzzy on the line. And today, I just want everyone to get to know Manzzy a little bit better and also, check out his fire music. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the questions here. Manzzy, what inspired you to become a pop rap artist and pursue a career in music?
Well, one big reason, my mom recently told me that before my uncle passed away in the Navy, before he left, he told her that when he got back, he wanted to start a band and pursue his music, but he never got that opportunity. So I think it's my job to honor his memory by living that dream for him.
Oh, absolutely. And before we also get into other questions, so how did you come up with the name Manzzy exactly?
So my last name's Manzardo, and I played hockey. Little side bonus there. I played hockey, and everybody sort of had their own nicknames, and mine just became Manzzy.
Awesome.
So
okay.
I just stuck with it.
Okay, yeah, it sounds good. It's a good name. I'm loving it. And you live in Michigan, correct?
Yeah, I live in Ypsi, but I'm pretty much in Ann Arbor because it's like right on the edge.
Okay, and so let us know how Michigan influenced your music style. Did it have any influence on it?
Well, in comparison to like your West Coast stuff where you are, it's more like less chill in a way. Like your West Coast stuff, I feel like has like more kind of chill music. Here it's like more kind of like drill.
Okay.
It's instruments used are a big difference. I couldn't tell you exactly which ones. I just know like if I heard like a song from the West Coast, I'd be able to identify it as being from there, and if I heard a song from here, I'd be able to identify it as being from here.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely feel like living on the West Coast, there's definitely a particular sound that when you hear it, you just kind of know. You know when you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and how about, can you walk us through your creative process when it comes to writing and producing music?
So I usually start by my producer will send me a beat, or I'll be rolling through his channel. I usually listen to his beats over and over because sometimes I'll get different ideas on different listens, and I'll listen and I'll walk around and just think of words I could put to it, like what I want the song to be about. And usually the first step for me, because it's critical to me, is creating a hook, because that's what'll keep people coming back.
That's so true. The hook is very important. And so for you aspiring artists out there, make sure you have a good hook.
It's key because a lot of artists, I feel, don't focus enough on it, especially in hip hop. They kind of just go into their verse and flow. And I mean, rap music is so addictive because, you have the rap beat plus rap flow, which makes people come back for more. But you also got to have that hook in there.
Absolutely. And what would you say is your favorite song that you've written so far, and why?
I would say my favorite song that I've written is Complete My Song. I haven't released it yet, but I like it so much because I just put a lot of heart into it, and it took me a while to make because I'm just a perfectionist. I'll sit there and tweak all day.
I
till
feel
it's
like
perfect.
a lot of artists are perfectionists for sure.
Yeah, like I don't want it to like. I'll be able to pick up on little um like nicks in the beat, like as far as little glitches. Even when my engineer will mix it up, like I'll notice them and I'll let them know that they're in there.
Oh wow.
And he said like I have the hearing of a dog.
Right, I was just about to say. I didn't quite want to say dog, but I mean you said it, so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, love it. And so that pretty much brings me into my next question, which would be, who are some of your biggest musical influences and what inspired you to, well, you said what inspired you to come up with the name Manzzy, so we're not going to say that one again, but can you tell us some of your biggest musical influences?
Yeah, I can. So, two of my biggest influences would be two that like you wouldn't like really think like to be together, but my two would be Eminem and A Boogie.
Oh, okay.
A
See,
Boogie
I was
Woogie.
expecting the Eminem, just like hearing your flow. Like I can tell that you're inspired by him, but I didn't. I wasn't expecting A Boogie.
Yeah, like so my singing stuff is heavily inspired by A Boogie.
Okay.
And then my rap stuff is like inspired by like Eminem and.
Okay, yeah, and now I have to take more listens, another listen to your song here, because now I want to be able to pick that up. But you were also saying that Eminem definitely heavily inspired you. Were you first to go see 8 Mile when it came out, or?
No,
do you remember?
I was too young. But but I've seen it many times.
Okay. Yeah, so I might be dating myself, but I remember when 8 Mile came out. I don't think it was appropriate though for me to go see it, but I did end up seeing it.
I don't know when did it come out?
You know what? I have to Google that because now I feel like maybe I'm sounding older than I really am because I don't think I'm that old, but
I want to say it was like around like 2005 maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, 2005.
Maybe it was
Okay, that might have been later. I graduated high school 2007, so that could be right, 2005. And I don't think I probably had any business watching 8 Mile still, so.
Oh, I didn't have any business watching half the stuff I did. I
don't think a lot of us had any business. Okay, and so what would you say, what sets your music apart from other pop rap artists in the industry?
Well, when you think pop rap, you think, more like A Boogie style, right? Or like Tory Lanez, like more of like a singing.
Right.
So I combine that with rap, that kind of Eminem hit vibe to it. So I think that's what makes my stuff unique.
Absolutely. Yes, you guys have to really check out Manzzy's music because it is very nostalgic. You definitely got that Eminem inspiration going on. I love it. And how do you handle negative criticism or feedback on your music that you might not agree with?
So this is actually, it's a key component to my creative process. So when somebody tells me they don't like something, like in one of my songs or whatever, I take that and I use it to construct myself in a way that is better. I use it to better myself.
Okay, I love it. That's really great advice. So for our listeners out there, any aspiring artists, don't take it personal. You heard it from Manzzy himself. Just use that criticism, as really motivation to tweak things, fix it. And who knows, that criticism could turn whatever you're working on into an even better project. And can you tell us about any challenges you faced as an independent artist and how you've overcome them so far?
Oh man, there's a lot. So as an independent artist, we're basically going against the game we're fighting the game with like a stick, because we have to do everything ourselves. We don't have a major label backing us. So we're forced to do a lot of the things that a label would do, such as marketing a song, cover art, things like that. There's a lot that I can't think of off the top of my head right now that I do myself. Access to resources, such as mixing engineer, producer, which I found those myself. And I've created relationships with those people.
So
but
knowing what you know right now, what does the future look like for you? Like, are you looking to get signed to a major record label, or are you kind of feeling like you like, really grinding on your own?
So for right now, I need to stay independent. But in the future, to make things easier when stuff gets harder to manage, I can see myself signing. Because at some point, things will get kind of hard to manage, and a lot of the times artists, they jump at the offer of being signed and it screws them. So I just don't want that to happen to me. So I'd rather stay independent for now.
Oh, absolutely. And by that time, I feel like definitely you'll have enough leverage, you know what I mean, to pretty much, make the deal how you want it, rather than kind of like needing the deal. It's like, Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, like, I don't need you guys. You guys like, need me.
Yeah, like, I don't need that. But like, when I get to a point, like, I'll want it.
Right. That makes sense. And as you grow,
I just don't want them to, like, because I know a lot of artists, they get their rights to their music taken, and they don't own the rights.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I just think that, like, that just really sucks. So I own all the rights to my stuff.
That is great. Did you guys hear that? I hope you guys are taking notes. So Manzzy owns all the rights to his songs. Don't end up like these artists that you're seeing today who are finally, speaking up and, just saying how they don't own the rights to their music, or how they're not really making any money. Definitely ownership is key. And so if you guys don't take away anything else, make sure you take away that is ownership is key. And
for sure.
Yes. And as you grow your career as an artist, how do you plan to interact with your fans and community on social media platforms? Like, as you start to gain more fans, of course you're going to be more busy. But how do you plan to try to keep the balance?
I'd like to create some kind of site where they can go and I can interact with them. I don't want them to feel like fans. Like, I'd much rather have them feel like there's a community around my music rather than a fan base.
Oh, I love that. Building a site, where your fans can directly, engage with you. I think that's an amazing idea. And there's something that I'm going to have to send you through DM that I thought was super insightful, and it kind of aligns with what you're saying. So you might want to implement that later on as you grow as an artist.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what would you say is the most meaningful moment you've experienced through your music career so far?
I'd say my most meaningful moment so far was the first time I performed live. The people were just really supportive, and I went out by myself because I just, I wanted to get my name out there. I didn't really have anybody to come with, so I just went myself, and after I performed, everybody is all high fives and handshakes. Everybody was real supportive of each other, and it was just cool to see that.
That's awesome. I love that. And so, how do you balance your personal life with your music career? Because I saw firsthand you are not an easy cookie to get a hold of. So, how do you balance your music and personal life?
Yeah, so life is all about balance. Sometimes it's hard to keep that equilibrium, but I do my best. So I work at a hospital. I work nights, and I try and keep the same sleep schedule, go to bed at the same times and kind of create like a schedule for myself to follow, because if I don't, then I'll just dink around or whatever. So I try and keep myself organized with that. And not to mention, I work 12-hour shifts, so I have to be like really organized with my time. But the pro to that is I get more days off, so that means more time for music.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that you see that you need organization as far as your rest goes, and I think it's really important to make sure you're getting enough sleep. But also I love the fact that even though you are working on your music, you don't feel too proud to still work a regular 9 to 5. So can you just kind of stress the importance of still kind of working if you're on the up and coming to these artists that might be listening out here? Because I feel like a lot, they might be really more focused on like getting the project out, but at the end of the day, if you don't have someone backing you, then how are you going to afford to do anything? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. I would agree with that. Yeah, it's important to keep your daytime job, because that's, for me personally, that's what allows me to invest money in my music.
Absolutely.
And I'd honestly say, I'd go as far to say is that like when I go to work, sometimes I'll like work on my music stuff, like I'll like work on the writing or like the business side of things. It gets me out of my apartment and into a place where I'm almost forced to work on the things I really don't want to, which is mostly the business side. Getting my links organized, figuring out merch and stuff.
I love that. I love that that you have to have a business side to being a musician. And so could you just kind of speak on that a little bit more and just kind of stress the importance, like how important it is for musicians to have business acumen, and if they don't have it, that it is important to, start learning that. And maybe if you know of some, YouTube channels or some type of resource, maybe you could also drop that as well.
Yeah. So some things I've taken from a YouTube channel that I like is Smart Rapper. He's a good guy. He always gives the best advice. But even before then, I was starting to figure out like music is a business. Like you can't go about it if you want to have a career in music. You can't go about it with just your music. You have to come with a business side.
Absolutely.
It's critical.
Yes. So here's another note that you guys need to be taking. Music is a business. Yes, it's
and people often focus too much on the music side and not enough on the business side.
Absolutely.
So, got to focus on that business side of your music, my friend.
Yes, you heard it straight from Manzzy. You got to focus on that business side, not just the music, the business side as well. And so, Manzzy, before we let you go, can you tell us about any upcoming projects or collaborations we can expect to hear from you in the near future?
Yeah, so I'm working on a pretty big project right now. I got a bunch of songs coming on it. It's called Brainstorming. It's based around my ADHD and just, like the struggles and that based around it. And I plan on dropping that in June, an album. And in the meantime, I am going to strive to drop a single once a month to stay consistent, because it's important that your audience sees you're consistent, so then they can know what to expect.
Absolutely. So consistency is key. And so also, before we let you go, do you have any other advice that you would give to aspiring pop rap artists or just aspiring artists in general?
Yeah, I have a lot of advice I could give. One thing I would say for sure is copyright your music, because people will come along and steal it. You got to be copywriting that stuff, and submitting your music to BMI royalties. So when your music is played, you get paid for it, because your song could be being played on a radio station somewhere, and you could just not know about it, and you could not be getting paid. So you got to take the initiative and submit it to royalties, so then you can collect those.
That is awesome. So yes, you guys, please take notes. I hope you're taking notes on at least the last two things that Manzzy said. So copyright and make sure you're getting your royalties. And so before we let you go, Manzzy, let the people know how they can follow you on all social media platforms.
All right. So my Instagram is Manzzy, MANZZY _. That's my Instagram. And I'd like to leave everybody with one last thing. So where do you think the richest place is?
The richest place?
Yeah.
I feel like it's somewhere outside of the U.S. Am I right about that?
So the richest place is actually the graveyard, because that's where dreams go and rest with dreamers.
Wow.
You gotta keep that in mind. And life's short. You gotta focus on that space in between the dates. That's on that gravestone. You gotta focus on the journey, not the end result.
Oh, absolutely. I love that. Wow. Y'all, Manzzy is deep. I love talking to him. Okay. I'm going to be thinking about that for the rest of the night now.
Got to pursue your dreams.
Yes, that is so true. Pursue your dreams, everyone. And don't be afraid to think outside the box. So until next time, keep thinking outside the box. See you guys later.